Hi everyone, I hope you're all well. Thanks again to all my subscribers, and thank you to everyone who likes, shares, comments and watches all my videos. Thank you very much, I really appreciate that. So yeah, I'm going to do a quick video about the Governor title, the unlicensed boxing title that's obviously been around for a while. Most people associate it with Lenny McLean and the Roy Shaw fights in the heyday. It wasn't actually a title that they fought for then, but it was an expression that they used, like being the governor meant you're the best and you're the main man. And obviously a lot of people have Lenny as the governor because of the way the only two videos you've got is Lenny versus Roy, when he knocks Roy out the ropes once, and then the other time when he really hits Roy with about 30-40 punches. So a lot of people will always associate that title with Lenny. And obviously on the street he was a formidable force, and he was the governor, wasn't he? He was. There's no arguing about that. In his day, he was definitely on the street one of the hardest men in the country. So that title sort of meant more than just a boxing match, because if it meant just a boxing, Lenny lost a few boxing matches. So the actual governor title in that sense meant more about Lenny on the street and being able to command respect in terms of his debt collecting jobs, minding clubs, and being involved in disputes with people. So Lenny as a governor would be able to control all them situations because of that reputation, not from the boxing but for what he was like on the street, more so. So what happened was, Joey Pyle talks about this, how the governor title then it got reinvented. I can't remember what year it was, it might have been the early 2000s, I can't remember, but I was at a lot of the governor fights when they reinvented them. So I think Ricky English and Joey Pyle Jr. were putting on their shows, and I think Ricky got in the ring. I think Joey Pyle says this. Ricky got in the ring and shouted, "Let's see who's the governor." I think they had a heavyweight competition going on, and I think that coined the new phrase to it all when they started the ball rolling with the governor title. And Ricky English, my good friend, I spoke to him tonight, in fact, to talk to him about this governor title, because I remember I was at all the governor fights. I was at Norman's governor fight. If you watch the video, you see me in the crowd where it all kicks off, and I'm trying to control some people that were kicking off. I was at loads of Sven Hamer's fights. I was at loads of, I think, Welsh Phil's fights as well, Gary Sayers. So over the years you had a lot of governors. You had Welsh Phil, he had a few fights and he won the title. You had Joe Katz, who was a good boxer, quite tall, good jab, amateur pedigree. Sven Hamer, who Joey Pyle rates more than both Lenny and Roy, because Sven was an ex-professional, good professional record, good amateur career. So Sven came in at about 17 stone, he was beating everyone, he defended it a lot of times. You had Norman Buckland won it, my mate Norman won it later on in his life. He was in his mid-40s, so he wasn't in his prime, but he won the title and he defended it a few times. I was at those fights. You had Big Gary Sayers won it as well. Big Gary Sayers was massive, 6'10", 25 stone or something. So you had a few. There might have been someone I missed. But anyway, Ricky English just reminded me today of when he wanted me to challenge Sven for the title. Ricky wanted me he always asking me to fight for the governor title and become the governor. Norman wanted me to do it as well. And I think at one point we were close to signing the contract, and I think I got a knee injury. So I was close to fighting Sven, and Sven's a good fighter. So yeah, it would have been a good fight and interesting to see. I nearly challenged for the governor title again after the Julius Francis fight. I nearly challenged again, but yeah, I wasn't happy about a couple of things, but I didn't challenge for it then. I ended up leaving it. But yeah, 2 times I was going to fight for the governor title. Yeah, I personally would have liked to have fought any of the governors, really. They're all good fighters. They all brought excitement, and yeah, I mean the heyday was obviously 70s and 80s. Then you had Sven, who had a big long run at it, and then you had the other winners. But yeah, it's one of those titles. Now, what happened as well, Norman Buckland branched off, and Gary Furby then fought for the Storm and Norman Buckland title, which was a different one. It wasn't the one that came from London, this was Norman's own one. Now Gary might have won that bare knuckle or gloved, I can't remember, I wasn't there, but Gary won the Storm and Norman governor title, which the belt was handed down from Roy to Norman, but that's a separate one, that's branched off. Gary Furby actually fought Sven Hamer as well, so I think Gary did challenge Sven for the governor title. I think he lost that against Sven, but yeah, the title changed hands a lot, and there's been some good fights. I was at many of the fights, and I was very close to challenging for it a couple of times. And with a knee injury, I couldn't do it. And so it was always something that's fascinated me from when I was young. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you all soon.